Hi, and welcome to day 8 of my 366-day experiment to let love lead. Today is a biggie because I have goosebumps even thinking about this. So this has been really weighing on my heart, and I haven't really known how to articulate it or how to bring voice to it, but it's kind of come to me in little bits and pieces over the last couple of weeks. So looking at this enormous catastrophe that is happening here in Australia at the moment, it's undoubtedly one of the greatest tragedies and catastrophes that our planet has ever seen. And one of the things that I have practiced in the past year is stepping around things to look at them from all angles and to be really curious, to just be really curious and go, what is this trying to show me? What is this trying to teach me? What in this can't I see that love wants me to see? And so that's why this has taken me a while to bring this forward. So what if, and before I continue, know that I have nothing but love, compassion, acknowledgement, empathy for everyone involved with and going through the fires and the catastrophe that it's been here in Australia. But I also want to offer a different perspective. I want to offer that what if this is trying to show us something far greater than any of us, perhaps, or maybe some of you have, but many of us haven't yet seen. So I'm thinking about, for example, the Californian fires, and then the Amazon, and now Australia, and it's almost like, are you listening yet? Are you listening yet? Are you listening yet? I'm trying to show you something. And you can call this the universe, you can call this God, you can call this source, you can call this Mother Earth, you can call this Pachamama, you can call it Gaia, you can call it spirit, whatever you want to call it. But what if it's trying to communicate with us, to show us something that we just can't see? So our world is screaming for change. And we it's not rocket science that we're in the middle of some sort of transition period. I don't have the exact language for this, so just bear with me, guys. But what if we are really in this space where we haven't just quite seen the big picture yet? And what if it is trying to show us what we just can't see? And what is that? Well, here's what I'm wondering if it could possibly be. So we largely have had planet Earth, almost all countries, communities, cultures, have all been created, structured, and managed from a top-down system. And the world has been looking to its leaders lately a lot for answers, certainly here in Australia, certainly in most of the big countries in the world. We've been looking to the leaders of our nations for answers, and there's been a lot of blame as well, and a lot of condemnation and anger, and just really unproductive energy around that. But what if these catastrophes are trying to show us that the change the world so desperately needs is not going to come from the top down? What if what these catastrophes are trying to show us is that the change this world needs is going to come from the bottom up. And I say this because here in Australia, one woman, a comedian, an incredible woman, has managed to rally in excess of $45 million. One human being from the ground up. And there's been countless examples of this where people have just started stepping forward and going, you know what? I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to make this happen. Our government couldn't find $40 million. One woman found $40 million just like that. My offering today is just this. What if we're missing the point of what the universe is trying to show us? What if the universe is actually trying to show us the power that none of us are realizing that we have? And it knows that the only way it's going to get us to see our power is when it puts us into this catastrophic situation where we have to step up and be the change we want to see in the world. You know, Gandhi had this nailed, and I've known that intellectually for a long time. But embodying that experientially has been something that has only come to me in the last maybe year or so. We have the power. You know, Greta Thunberg is another example of how one person, the ground up, can create change. We all need to do this work. We all need to start to embody the power that each and every one of us has to create change. Every single human on this planet has the capacity to do this. There's no reason for us to stop and wait for change and direction to come from the top down. We can do this. There are a million examples of evidence for this in the last year alone. We have the power to create the change, every single one of us. From the bottom up is how our world will change. That's my offering today, guys. When we let love lead, look at what happens. Look at what's possible. You know, like honestly, look at what's possible. Look at it here in our country, in Australia. That's what happens when you let love lead. We have the power. We need to start to remember that we have the power to create the change. All right. I love you. See you all soon.